Hi and welcome, and this is going to be a short little video on how to finish off the Confit de Canard that you've hopefully just bought, and thank you very much for having done so. When you get the bag, it will look something like this, very frozen and very hard. Simply ensure that that you thaw them. You can either do that in the fridge overnight, or you can take it out and put it on the counter. If you need it to go a bit faster, just put it in some cold water and it will thaw quite quickly. When you're then actually ready to cook it, take it out so that the fat becomes a bit runny. You can see that it's a bit runny in the bag, and that the sort of jelly bit at the bottom is soft. And all we do is we cut the bag and separate the things out. Now I'm going to show you two different ways of doing it, one in the oven and one in the pan. First, what we want to do is we want to take the ducks out of the bag, and we want to separate the fat, the duck and the stock. So we've got these beautiful pieces of duck. We can put them on a parchment paper on the side. So we take our bag and we run it through a simple sieve. The objective here is to get the fat to run through the sieve and the jelly-like substance, which is our stock, to stay in the sieve. Make sure you get it all, because this is part of the goodness. Alright, you can just swivel the sieve around a bit to get as much of the fat through as you possibly can. And what you are left with in the sieve is this ruby red stock. So put that aside in a bowl of its own, and I will show you how to do a sauce from that later. Right, it is this fat that we're going to use for our potatoes. We're going to take the fat that we took out of the bag earlier. We've put it in the oven and it is now about 200 degrees hot. With that, we're going to take some simple boiled potatoes. So these potatoes are just boiled until they are nice and soft. In here we've got the warm duck fat. Be a little bit careful when you add the potatoes because they can splutter a bit. And then they just go back in the oven for about an hour. So our potatoes from the oven, make sure that you keep moving them around so that they get nice and brown on all sides. Right, once your potatoes has been in the oven for a while, maybe 45 minutes, add a bit of rosemary if you like that flavor. If you add it before, it can burn a bit, but now it just releases a beautiful rosemary aroma into the potatoes and gives a really nice flavor. Once you've done that, you put it back into the oven. In the bag with the ducks, there is a few branches of thyme. Take them out. If there's a few leaves, you can leave them on the duck. They just add flavor and taste really nice. The ducks. So we're going to do one on a pan and we're going to do one in the oven. On the one for the pan, we just get a normal pan. Get it medium to hot over your stove. So I'm going to take the one duck out of my tray. This guy is going to go onto my pan. This other duck I've put into a Pyrex dish. I put a piece of baking paper or parchment paper, and I will put the duck skin side down. Towards the end, we'll flip it over and just give it that last little bit for the top. So this guy goes into the oven. He sits in there at around 210 degrees Celsius, and he will sit in there for about 15 minutes. So we've got our pan, it's nice and warm. We simply take our piece of duck and we put it into the pan. Remember to put it down away from yourself. So the thing to remember here is this piece of duck is already cooked. So all doing is making it nice and crispy and warm. We're not cooking it as such. Alright, while the duck is cooking, we are going to start on the sauce. So we saved our beautiful stock and we're going to warm that through, sieve it and show you how to make a sauce. All while the duck is cooking on the side. Take a normal pot, put it on the heat and add your stock. So once you get your stock up and boiling, you'll see it develops these small little things inside it. It's basically protein and then a little bit of broth at the top. We don't want that in our gravy. So grab a small bowl and a nice fine sieve. If you don't have a fine sieve, just take a normal sieve and put a piece of cloth. That will do the trick as well. And then all you do is you sieve your stock and then you're ready for the next step. Alright, and now we've got a clear brown liquid, which is our stock, which is the base for our sauce. Give it a quick wipe so we don't have any of all these little impurities sitting inside. Put it back on the heat and add your now sieved stock back into it. The sauce is boiling, the duck is getting nice and crispy. You flip it over one last time, and when you do that, grab some coarse salt and add that to the skin. It just helps firming it up and it helps making it a little bit extra crispy. Right, to finish our sauce, we are going to add a few things. Some cream, some thyme, and a bit of lemon. So I like to just put the thyme in whole and then fish it out later as opposed to taking off all the individual leaves. So just put the whole thing into the stock. Add a bit of cream. Bring your cream and stock up to the boil. And while it's doing that, you can add a little bit of lemon. Cut a piece off. And then stab it a bit before you squeeze it. It makes life a lot easier. Add a little bit of lemon juice. A little trick, instead of adding salt, you can add a bit of soya. It gives it a deeper flavor. It also gives it a little bit of color, which can look quite nice. Once you've tasted it and you're happy that it is the way you want it, you are good to serve. Our duck has now been sitting on both sides. It's nice and crispy. It's definitely warmed through and it's basically ready to serve. Let's have a look at the duck that we put in the oven. Alright, so it's sitting there, skin side down. You're going to flip it over and just give it a little bit of salt and then back in the oven. It's just needing that last little finish. A little bit of salt, back in the oven. Alright, now that you've put the duck back into the oven, skin side up, now it's a really good time to turn on the grill. Just be careful that it doesn't get too hot. But keep an eye on it, get the grill working, and you'll see that crispy skin slowly but surely forming on top of your duck. The duck has now sat in the oven with the grill on, skin side up, and gotten that last little bit of crispiness to it. So time to take it out. And here is our oven roasted Confit de Canard. Watch out, it can splatter a bit, so use some tongs to take it out. Our oven roasted potatoes have also been in the oven for now roughly an hour, hour 15, and have gotten nice and crispy and golden brown. We're just going to quickly sieve off the fat and then give them some salt and they are ready to be served. Right, and we are ready. We've got our duck, we have got our roasted potatoes. I'm going to add a little bit of broccoli that I've boiled, and finally the sauce we made. Once you've done that, finish it off with a little bit of freshly ground pepper and a dash of salt on top, and you've made yourself a very easy Confit de Canard. There you go. Dinner is served. All there's left to do is to enjoy and hopefully come back and buy another bag of Confit de Canard. Thank you for watching, and I hope you're going to enjoy your dinner. Bon appetit!